ama me catch on say wo ko bobo kwa fan say Roma wo mo som aja coach na ye fan say Daniele De Rossi enso kwensan say wontimi mo 4 matches our new season mo our bra 4 matches our body nyina no wo luzu ba ko drama kuma ye say our bra wo expect say obekọ so ye adwuma enso adiama Roma team ade ba ko no say make ye pass our bra na Jose aye adwuma wo mo so ba so ma pamu Jose Marino at the appointment ama De Rossi obaya wo bo be say few games ekoye de ma Roma ni nyina no ye tesa man for say na Jose na problem and your master ama bono say ekoye bon efe ama manager so ko grante aye series of interview akọ kan sambia na o mtiri e ba sare nyina no ensom aye job and o dem manager na ye fa so Marino and na me no ka say no wono som ama pam na ama latest amenya no say after say and no pam this story abro ensom our tip off adwumade no so no dem say kan say an say yes say ono so relationship e da ono NHS Friday omontam no yes and also say any nyina no say na no am say transfers ni bi ho palo to balamodia and Zalowski mu nyina modia no yes I can am I so wura no one akika na adwe ade che Roman pan for ebiem ensom arisa bona and also enkoye and sane man nyina no wo mu koka na yes manager ne bone hwene as wo kana adwe fu so no wo ye legend ensom adema Roma wo komo ma bo Roma no ajai baba Sevilla one De Rossi enso county as one no yambone chem so anom se sa ya ba kire o se na se wo ye legend ama Roma ye ne de sika baba she tim ne mo ye nsom ane ya to Roma tinai ye ntime ana wonya dwuma biem e wa brad menya no so wura no ye se emu se ye no tina koba se wo mo som na gya ne kwan so onko no na jamenya no no pere se boboku a ye fa no se Roma onum se wo mo contact aye former coach na ye fa no Stefano Pioli ensom adema Milansa sanya bia no wonya nkoba bia de ne anka Pioli emrai ama diamense kan se ye se ne entourage na ka champion fa no so no what the word adema boboku a ye fa no Al Nassr ensom awokona ye fa no Saudi Arabia ontimi mama ne nya yie omo kan bia na cha so wura no wonom akọ aye Saudi ene ya me no kasai enti anya de se de dwumadie no wono som abetimi akọchi Roma ene ya one enti na me no kasa report amenya ne nyina no ensom arisa wo kai coach na ye fa no Adentazage wonom ana de Dortmund akọ Champions League final enom last season our manager no wantimi anya me no kasa de menya no ensom arisa Roma team no yeso mo so contact owurai the agent and entourage ne say anya bia se Tazage ani ba bia akọ wo mo ababasa nkometena say na omakanas agreement aye adwumade a na nkom de Roma coaching job no ensom adjama na achese ne nyina aye update efi omaso adeba wabra meka owura fa no say aye Stefano Pioli eko Ronaldo ensom atim na so no jamenya no say na Wednesday anwumrei and yesem amotwa so be touch down ensom our Saudi Arabia ho na kobaso owura fa no say Pioli eko now sign a contract na yesem oba sign until 2026 wabeje 8 million euros a season option of another year at be free aye 26 adana call aye 2027 no and some shem adama coach na ye fa no say Pioli ebiem asam anaso ko sign na just AC Milan team no woman so woman toward the entire make say Milan as about toward the other say woman pamu coach no woman say woman cost atuanika enti AC Milan ebe service car and aye 7.5 million euros aye amount Milan team no woman so na betimi serve our brand no and so aye update eba ho nsam ni nyina no ye de ema ye che for anano pay and some na wo show no so wa bra ye ka AC Milan asem di kama me coach na ye fa no Paulo Fonseca ne dwumadi a wodi ensoni ba kusa emra nanka manfo ono abekan ema mekaye pasam de betu dwa se many janesem odiri e ba so mu game against Liverpool aye chance edema chasankwada ne se wo mu abekire amawiase nyina Sompa wo mu suade na de no so mu suade nyina no so no wo mu nyiri o mu gro ensom awade ne mo ansan koye na jamenya no se nyame ya aduma weekend wo mu bo derby della Madonnina enom aye Milan derby na game AC Milan ene boboku a yɛfa no sɛ Inter Milan ɛbɛbɔ no yɛse wei nso ɛyɛ make or break ɛde ma coach no sɛ kɔba so olusu saa match no a wɔn nso ɛbɛtumi asake no na adeɛ baako no sɛ ɛno a Mike Menyo ɛkɔprai asosɛ bi a Mike Menyo bɛyɛ available for nyame yɛ adom a weekend game ɛba so no nyinaa no yɛntimi nkyerɛ no so deɛ mɛsɛ ka no so owura no yɛse olusu saa match no ɔno nso ɛbɛda next ayɛ casualty a wɔn nso ɛbɛgya no crown series a ne mu a ɛnom ɛyɛ update ɛba ho nsɛm no nyinaa no yɛde ɛmɛkyɛ fa ɛno wɔkyɛ Inter Milan wɔn nso side onum sɛ nkɔye na Jeminya no sɛ Owurɛ fɛn sɛ ɛyɛ Fabio Capello and was say sa derby na ɛba so no and yɛbɛrɛ san yɛ bia Inter for afi wɔn nso ɛbɛtumi ayɛ sɛ wɔn yɛ the last season no anaasɛ bia sɛ na dwumadi no bɛsi akɔ na wɔso wɔhwɛ Inter na sɛmpo ɛno game ɛba so wɔhwɛ bie na AC Milan paa bɔbɔ Fabio Capello say AC Milan team no wɔn ntumi ntra halfway line na yɛta kan sɛ bia center line no wɔsi na ɛden pa baabi baako pɛ ɛne yɛn wusa akɔdan na yɛfa no sɛ Rafoli akwa hete ɛyɛ woodwork ɛtaka no so the ban no ɛnso ade abo post anasɛ bia what the ban abo ba ɛno nko a ɛna kɔba sɛ bia ɛhu sɛ bɔbɔkuo no wɔn so atra like apart sɛ player na yɛfa no sɛ Pulisic ɛnso ɛhyɛ first goal ɛma Milan bra deɛ ka nyina na AC Milan team no wɔn so agu akyire ɛwɔ abrɔgyiri ɛba sɛ nei ɛha dwen a ɛni kwan sɛ sɛ ɛna AC Milan team no ɛnso abɔ mo bɔ ɛno ɛyɛ kakra fam aso adeba ho nsɛm no nyinaa no yɛde ɛma yɛkyɛ for ɛna no pay ɛnso ɛwɔ show no so ma yɛakɔtɛn na yɛfa no Trent Alexander-Arnold ɛnura wɔn yɛ adwuma no sample from a go down wɔn tesha 3-1 na Arnold ɛne yɛbisa no sɛ anyabia manager wei ɛnso ɛne Jurgen Klopp a ɔkɔɛ ne difference ban ɛna wɔ slot ɛnso ɛne Klopp ɔmo ntam na ɔsɛ sɛ woyɛ fullback a yɛna Klopp no obi ahụ sɛ the fullbacks no wɔn si bɔ ɔmo bɔ na mmom coach wei deɛ no deɛ throughout the week wɔne wa woyɛ fullback ɛdi nkɔmɔ kyerɛ sɛ bɔ no ɛyɛ sɛm ɛna abɛyɛ ɛyɛ se ɔbɛyɛ sei ɛno yɛ throughout the week mu preparation on the match day a bɔ no yɛhyɛ ase a wogyina pitch no so bɔbɔ no kora no still na no na manager no ɛsɛ kyerɛ wade a ɛwɔ sɛ wo nso woyɛ ɛnti wontumi nkasɛ bi a megyina ha na makɔ ha ɛnoa no no dabi manager no kyerɛ sɛ kɔ ha mɛntra ha si ha wuram yɛba brawakyi bɛhyɛm kɔka ho biam ama kyɛ sɛ no nyina no yɛ nkɔma coach no a yɛfa no sɛ ana slot ɛne ɔmo fullbacks no a wɔnom ɛyɛ Arnold and after Robert Semunino, one of my tight Yentia Montombani Chasabasoba, Akodanum at the body coach.
It changes fluidly throughout games, depending on how the opponents press us. So there's a lot of tactical changes within games, where to go, where not to go, when to stay wide, when to drop into the back line, when to go into midfield, when to be kind of like a number 8, or when Mo rolls inside and I'm a high winger. There's all different variations, and he gives us that information throughout the week, throughout the game, leading up to the game. He paints scenarios so that we have answers for everything. So it's kind of like, okay, if they press this way, then this is where we're going to be positioned, and if they press a different way, then we'll position ourselves this way. There's a solution to every problem that they pose at us.
Yes, I know. I said you would test out down a Sandy coach and running. Na just a match and course of crown your opponent and foul and it would banning in a manager and Numa. I was one way yesterday be a side game of Bonnie and no some other cock come on him Senra. A branch of Virgil van Dijk on also shall go. Now Van Dijk had a cut to say Liverpool new era in here. Now John Canning in another side way almost a crack. Woman is jogging club and amazing time. Obia, Wabet Babia Casabia club and Jumabiano, not Chesabia Nipani and Paponini. Woman club and amazing tenumum. What did he pass? One say, woman some other coach and a fans and a slot or so time, and you man so Abakokama and some amateur Bamuchi Bobo Konaswaya and I yell and I'm Casa on him say, I sense a branch of an Hurricane a bino, what bought I have 53 matches and I said, Dabby, what about 50 games? I have matches and I'll come out at Jonum and I have 50 5-0 and a Hurricane Abo, we trying to goals washa 53 na just a goals washa adonso eche matches abranche man say Hurricane and some abo nano osha 3 and enona washa 4 na just a boy na matuba no super japa na ukasa no promise was me the company ensure mu bi abema ni nyina no say me kan time am the appointment man na ne discuss our studio say me nyina ka so adwuma no ebi fu say bi adwuma no some eche manager na ye fa say company ebi some fu say bi ade na ye fa bi say bi ade bi so nipa no nyama me start so ye adwuma no na bi results ema ya wontimi prejudice anasempo wontimi judge nipa no say ne dwuma di awodi no ebi abaso achen no ye san fa no say ebi awhwe place manono ya nom ale Joshua Kemekenom Leon Goresh Kamomasa womo ye politicians our team no mo essence omache omo ye big boys wona san kwada bi ati say Dilia yaba pamo ama wo chese coach no wako na nkwadanam este ama ye ka bia ana me no ka so mo start season bra ayi wonum samo womo share left right center share home and away ayi adwuma no run for ball no kwa mo ball no kwa no asansesa ene say company aso team ba mo chin abo ball team Sompa and yama sesent enwa ye benya central ni ba after so mo share 9-2 and obisa coach no say o ba no amon focus adwuma no aso chen wontimi nya na odi kan yes obekirem no asa oya no beso obekasa woya no beso obekasa na turu sa kombe hwan no na jo company say odi ma menkyerem mu na mo ntiase he ade no nyina no say wi ase yes de odi esi wonu so de wonu so na de kodayem na say o believe say bia me wo gire sa ade yi metimi ayenkwan de obeye na aduru ba bia ni pabu won ma mu jam too easily ya no mabom buntam abamu bu anya de power no ne papa he ne papa ayobi a ya takan say bia ni power no watu batasam okokoro bi so ensom akwakobo bra ne papa refugee ni acha so fi Congo ya wo onom aye company our Brussels and what you know obi a won Brussels o dey hwehwe scenario no o papa e Congo ni why refugee yabawum our Brussels so be catch na ono say obobobo our Premier League ni mo anka onji nida wo be catch on say abasanje titles one pep no abaya adwuma anka onji ni danso nei one na ya adwuma awia so ha ade ba ko ehu pa no say wo be waje say wo de won try what the fuck won such a damn fam na san ko bi kasa sane mani nyina babam adamana anka os no aye 0.000 na chasa nkoni chance kran so nei wona bom age titles on e coachy a chasa mentality ne da so ye adwuma asa o ye bema wo try now failure what fairly what try now you're successful what why you successful and that's when you're success every etidia biema on when you be our suradi sama for by nine and a jumano so channel and one to meaning in a company and some coach you know.
If you take the I'm going to do it just in a quick way, just to prove a point, right? In a very quick way. It's like I'm born in Brussels, yeah, northern quarter in Brussels. My dad was a refugee, came from Congo to Belgium. What were my chances of ever setting a foot even in the Premier League, playing in the Premier League, winning something as a player, playing for the national team and so on? If you take the odds and the chances that it was for me to happen, 0.00 what percent, you know? And now I'm a coach. The question is, do you just stop believing? Do you stop believing in yourself because of what other people say? Do you stop believing in what you can achieve because, you know what, there's a very small chance? The mentality is to continue to go, and in the end, if you fail, you fail. If you succeed, you succeed, but you become better every single time. That's so important. And the question is irrelevant in terms of the direction of the fact that, because online you can always find stuff, so I really don't take it any personal. Never. But the point is, it's an interesting topic in terms of what is it that people are supposed to do? Give up? Stop because of what others think? And in the world we live in, I think no, just let's encourage people to succeed, to break barriers, to do something. But I'm going to...
Yes, and no, I can't fit na sweat our prime manager now tessa what then in Chomo Banti Oko online near be a social media no so the Abama and the some amount for found and Ghana over the Madura one so and you be an Uber Jadia Oye. I did all the S1 so Jana Sampo Jemu our brad the amount for Kentina Ujaya and Abama. I was so cuckoo and failure wa failure wo succeed so wa succeed a chese ni nyina ne yenioma manager ne se anom ara cheso gina so ade bona dwuma eno aye kakra fina so ade ba me no kasai wo dru aye Real Madrid ma me front to onim se ena aye off day enya de se team no ebe training manager fan Ancelotti ese odene ade ama nkoda no wo mo nkogye o ma ho menti ba bia pa bia no wutimi ko nyame ya no mo tena mo resume truo ne as usual na mpo dwumadi a awasa baso weekend our La Liga ne mo no eno enso atimi abaso kama na ma me front to onim se abranta ban sa Rodrigo an wo say the company kan obedru Twitter na X and social media ne Instagram and omunka ana chese Mbappe no just grow homes and na Vinicius so say your money cham so yen kana sam chese mo ka bia de no nyina mo ka so no amanfo ya ka no senya no kreda na omo South for boys omo bia ye ku wo de no the situation of passing ball no enso Mbappe ma enra Mbappe nya ne debut goal our UEFA Champions League ni me our bra wo ball at ama Real Madrid no and e tell say omo nyina support omo ho our bros da adesa de chiri nyina no wo relationship na get better na se munnim a wo ye namfofo on off the pitch ni nyina no wo som abo eno ya asema akodan na ye fa no say Rodrigo ensom ade tudwa onim se no a abranche ba no say Mbappe ye se boy na ade kotudwa say wonom Madrid na wa ba no bra wa maso obedi agro ti Barca fo na mo agye am sa mo je La Liga ni Mbappe say title beer our this season at the Real Madrid piano Madrid ebe Jesus so no ba say we be titles ni nyina and some ade sin na so and Mbappe say wonom onim makanche wonom say goals na Africa na wa shase o afei and wa shase we be sha kese sans every day what think as or get better adaptation ekoye and some ade ma ono akoda na fa say Mbappe and no ayasma after the game and no wonom some ade ba and na Enra before the game and a manager fans Ancelotti and the coach Jasa Champions League new format no ebe hard job because abasana ebe man kwadano omabre woman say Champions League ni de emu ode and obian so nim say ban Champions League Real Madrid and Chelsea bako semu no woman some agene mo na mo gidi e basa se de matches ni abeka o ama share de schedule and say be schedule and some asia kwani nyina no wo gidi e pass enei enom ade kan say physical pressure at the Emma boys and no and I say UEFA any FIFA ehwe na omo kan wansam yinchi Ancelotti on Champions League a new format no.
It is our approach. The truth is that it's a fantastic competition for us in the history of this club, and so we are really excited to start. It's true that we have 2 more games and in a schedule so difficult, and it will be more difficult for the health of the player. This is something that UEFA, FIFA has to think about this, because I think that in this moment there is a lot of physical pressure on the players. Does it our approach?
Yes, and no, I can't free manager and so de buffet. One of some I can be about should balance. I'm normally a day about no baby okay. I'm on for GDS. Hey, manager so dear now. What was on Mbappe because on Mbappe and your Jumata and Ariano Shas, yes, 1 year Quadana, a Juma also on Benwa. What 10 on some style be no Nipana Benwa. No one says city among for see Kenny Panasamano and yes, and Nipano or city and no sim Mbappe no be say o obi abon no nimpada da akura so ban na ho brase ne ade na Madrid no buy no we choose the right club esansa buy na abaso o Champions League and the Champions League so be sa wo je na san gini bi ma santi a wo bia nim say aye Real Madrid and ababu ama UEFA Champions League no we a player what me Argentina Mbappe wonyira ye kra about the right team.
Some to say that is a fantastic talent, and this is the truth. What I saw on TV was I saw as a rival. I had the luck to see all this kind of quality in one of my players. I think it will be exciting to him to play with the shirt of Real Madrid. He has this fantastic dream to win a Champions League, and I think he chose the right place that this dream come true.
Masa oka we dey so ya mpa ni hwe ka smo ka nyina no aye do cry Madrid na betimi ama akwada na nya bi age achese no aye kakra fi manager na so de ba wonsem ni nyina no ye de am ye chefa na Man City no album game no afa me ka so mo ni Inter Milan German say kan say wo mo sin Lautaro Martinez afom ni nye enti meti se na aye medi penalty a ono anasempo we aye abranta say Mediterranean mo mesra aye Mediterranean ono any player ye fa no Marcus Thuram omumionu na German say kan no ensom na so be start game ni wani mo amaboboku a ye fa Inter Milan against him no ensom aye Man City no aye update ba na bonsa team na so no report to me nyan say coach a ye fa Hansi Flick ono abeya pre-match conference o kai say enra make sure say manager asesa mo itinerary wo ma press conference no ma fly Monaco wo mo nkotroni ene wo mo bobo no area o mesa da Monaco amade a che ansana wo ma fly back eno ya itinerary enra make sure so ma asesa no me te say ono Jules Kounde entare kese ewura wonenom ana be ko aye pre-match awa brasa say bema enso awo form brutal masa form akwadane for say Kounde wo mo no enyan kwada form kra che se nyina no enso my update about bonsa wo mo match anyame ado match no mo kwakobo no onu say players amakoma 6 omo ye midfielders omo nyina prapra aka midfielders 2 per and they are available for tonight game no me te say Ansu Fati enso abe available for tonight medical be kan wasam enso ade a show data na German say kan say akwada no for say Nico Williams said no update asaba update kan say Nico Williams and bonsa yerim say nyame ado ma season we on be san ko boy in champion na probability so benya akwada no say this time abe wosoro achen aye sam atwa me die no mete say yese boss say agreement na omani akwada no enya no wo mo fa 1 CD woman for presswest just woman for pon crank count for manokaya pon nane na no kind of pon no I say woman for baku say enka o jomri kan agree no ayeno na basa betu asere be akwada no enso abenya ba mame no aye Sevilla supporter or support to Sevilla ya kan so aye Sevillista na mame no ya fan Isabella na Isabel and wo say wonom o ma wiase nyina Sompa on support team ne kwa na wodi kan ka na busu for say enche obeko na say nyame aton say efra na joba so eni nyina no say omu kosie na omu fa Sevilla flag embo na daka no ho ebiem ane so omu kosie na womu to Sevilla anthem wonom o start so support to Sevilla nyanda kra enti nyame ya man djumadi on say boso wa no alco the next world ni nyina no omu fa Sevilla flag emmo na daka no ho na enwa omu mo Sevilla anthem no enso from an enwa wa broke about Manchester United Wamotino Omunam said David Beckham. Mama Beckham on Man U or say how Yao say ya bought Champions League pana Wabati Saint Jumi Chagu Wabatu and ya shed list anymore Man U was ya no or random say Ebia and Chebiano Manchester Barretano to the Champions League and a Man U as a fatonum Yentia David Beckham.
I always look forward to the Champions League season. I mean I was lucky enough to play in the competition and win the competition and also play in the competition with different teams. It's a little bit painful not seeing United there, but you know they're going through something, and at some point,
what are we going through?
We're too big to not be back on this stage. So at some point, we have to be. Teams that I've
yes, that's just Man U for one more too big. Man U, a team a swam a broso. I just and some fat Man U cross. Yabo Champions League, United team no, and so and come after same normal 7. When you say no post match, but be a name damn 2. And some and say manager fan ten I say last season no more than Man U panel so Korea's here. Much FA Cup meboa. What's the sign of your best me as I continue? Would you more dead than I and I wear flu cannot telling you now coach and say young fan to Samon train Emma the month of May next year and drew her and I'm going to say Man U at your title and I say Wobokono woman some mention all can you say one game against Liverpool no I'll lose you and Shana Honey P and then round so much 7 on celebrity Naninje Memoro soon to Oluzua and Shana Hano or we knew Swa Naninje Sana says so
I was not devastated after Liverpool. I'm not now celebrating. We are in June, and we will see where we are in May, because then we have to be good.
Yes, and no a confirmation and manager fans at Ten Hag, no one no and so de Bajamensa can say Arsenal. Aquadana fans Gabriel Magalhaes report to me and say Mabeka so almost stand up by the contract and Ansof and now Machi at the Banadi and say can say and Comodino Quanimo. Yes, a brand of cross one baby Aquatia can say one beka ama times and see Cassam Nano and so I come a Serabe or no and so best stand ama Arsenal Bium a Malo Gusto and Romeo Love also rehabilitation across Anra woman so you're trying na mom yes manager fan Enzo Maresca essay Dintia Oyi Jackson Efrimo Adin Kunku Abaya and Kunku Besha winning goal ama Chelsea and say no more critic chances pa but when we say omo lack quality our opponent in the box no more na say adria na ba manager na dem ho a better near lack quality or box no more Jackson about 9 entina manager no omanyo osima no nebufu yo na buanyo so Omantian for Simon Amano and then dynamo on Passaman for Behu and it's a coach in the case no more like quality our box anymore automatically one and a general box anymore and Jackson what didn't Kunku ba almost send us game there over no aside Jackson abebo ama be and Kunku be channel and I just say deba ko ha dwane na no nsem no yet eba see Ronaldo a wife aye Georgina Rodriguez mama say nani je na nani ade o say na nkwada Ronaldo no omodi aba asase sui nkwada ni nyina won be proud of omo papa dada bobrao was ba ya twifa ya boya say obetwa fa bom say ya twifa ya chi nyina was nkwada no be proud of omo papa de papa no wa bobra bra so de ampa ba ma bobi pa nam o say when what we catch Ronaldo say you'll be baby sika ejapadia investment jai bono enjoy life Ronaldo be catch us a bono party on to me nyaibo na mu de hia no one ayo no Georgina no and after 2 and some and passion over the football enti enya no one say bia Ronaldo ebetimi abobo obe retire just when you 50 years and concern a zero and some retire oba catch us say jam enjoy so when you jam because get there oh basa akomiya ja radio juma na mo enjoy house oh boy meza so ho there oh okay
yes, I'm really experienced na say let me say and adiachi biem na yento aso nkomodidie na hodo na wo the UEFA Champions League eshase enra na eshase enra no the new format ni bibia na yaba explaining but edie ni etimi nya free mu per the first game I heard no enra no there are some few topics be on my love to touch on then ni aba share Roma issues are ekoso na enra no nyoma miensa ene kache me I am a pesi edi ho nkomo de edi kan Victor Gyökeres for Sporting CP
he's on fire.
Number 2 edi empa na eha AC Milan di padodo na wa dream bi say AC Milan will players by di empa na etiti AC Milan
coach na nyaade
de to so miensa amanfo asasha ase dada no a Real Madrid ball no enkoyi ana Real Madrid enya de fancy nyoma me say de medidi kan Real Madrid issues amanfo boboso me try ne tie try ne short don't ever doubt Real Madrid at the start of every single season
especially in the Champions League.
Don't doubt Real Madrid. Omunye superhumans, omunye super team. This season, as a Champions League, no kase minyi mi favorite on beti maji the Champions League. Fancy Di Maria, medi kambo Real Madrid. But maybe Real Madrid di you know. Me share other clubs no more performances so more than di work competition anymore. I also have to be realistic, and if I am being realistic, I would say Real Madrid ebetimi agide. But in terms of favorite, somebody the UEFA Champions League this season,
on form count. But on betimi agi. Yeah.
Na team nankasa nyanjele ensin the position na we expect say also to me who Real Madrid so mujina. There are questions about their style of play. There are questions about how opponents dominate you this season. What's the area? Real Madrid games on one na opponents they dominate you more. There are few of them now who say Real Madrid answer that opponent and a moment during the games and now who say mano. And it will definitely happen due to Real Madrid omo Messi omo controller in Toni Kroos. Ya count time and time and again. But one thing that is not missing from this particular Real Madrid side is how they find a way to win. And that is what they are doing now. It's a moment by say Real Madrid quite no more fast to do winning games, you know. A bedroom maybe no. We are not going to see those things. Ebasana controlling games will be very important in winning games, not necessarily with the quality I want up front and a beboa alone. I'm going to win games. It's Real Madrid baby omujina si say there. Allow them, they will win more games. But just pray say and click it and I kofa and momusha say controlling games. Number 2, AC Milan and Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the Paulo Fonseca. Fancy, me ameti AC Milan a very good squad. Obi obeka say AC Milan any good squad biano oboa. And I also believe that it is high time some players also takes up responsibility and be leaders within this team and start changing things. You can never compare AC Milan now to AC Milan under Berlusconi, two different periods. Because AC Milan under Berlusconi, the kind of coaches and the kind of players are not with the it in the market. When AC Milan goes into the market to pick up players, they buy best players from other leagues. No more than Omaba. Obakofa Rudugule to the number. Marco Van Basten Babe team nibi. Edun maybe no. Na AC Milan or Ballon d'Or winner. Even FIFA world best player within their team in the shape of a kaka. It is share the rankings in your man omo ye. Even a bra motor form. Ana AC Milan ye wuni ye no crown mo protete ye no. And chair 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, AC Milan no more winners of the league. Yeah. All the sad team need to do this team. I fancy the Maria. Zlatan Muji league there, but in terms of individual players, fancy no money quality. Big, you know. Led by Zlatan Ibrahimovic and the kind of players that they had. Fancy Salimekes mo uyi Salimekes di ni free one ma e kire ho Tomori mu ana ebo oni Pierre Kalulu Theo Hernandez Rafael Leao most of these guys you know ye form individually and now that's what Tomori or a league winner no league winner yeah Wakofa Pavlovic de naba he's a good replacement as Pierre Kalulu. Theo Hernandez, a league winner, or so. David Calabria is still with the team. In the midfield, no fancy. Ne wine. Ismail Banasa Mona Ana Ede Ebo. But then the work of you see for fun at the Naba. You see for fun bomber the French national team, and he was a key player and a captain for Monaco. Oh, the another two China, a quality in Tijani Renders. All of this cheek. Rafael Leao is still there. Work of Alvaro Morata. That's how the Tammy Abraham so I can win the Naba. Then you have Samuel Chukwueze. You have Christian Pulisic. Most of these players are quality enough to give you as a coach options. I'll be consistent in terms of results. But then, a similar results in the coin van. And Mike Munoz Kupra Saturday or more derby ball. What do you think is going to happen? Fancy, poor, and baby AC Milan Girano, Ultras Nebo of food. Say they can't watch their team go through this phase and suffer. Big problem. And then Wakako Dan chain. All the AC Milan to chain in terms of results. Victor Gyökeres over 26 years. Fancy. Over Victor Gyökeres, Nijumedia Odidima Sporting Lisbon now. He has been consistent for 3 consecutive seasons. 2022-2023, 2023-2024, and 2024-2025. 26 years no obetina Sporting Lisbon na the ball bona berry and now say a drum so movie ekobo obebu fufura na
Gyökeres me feels after this season dem say obey move
fancy o check
am say last season no also an obai like opie kese but ebia clubs be o doubt kakra be so yensan hwe no ebie mu hwe but right from pre-season no
the ma ni go hwe no the authenticity you said the originality of ni dwumadie na odi no any idea a stamp so say Victor Gyökeres a good striker ni. From the championship, the number of goals or share in the championship 21 goals 10 assists. Obeka se championship de mu afo. Wakobo championship ni bibia no apie free odi aba. So the next step to stamp the authority on the European game to make sure say we are seeing in abewu no. Quite of fast so move ko PM or Sporting Lisbon. In the 2022-2023 season, I was Sporting Lisbon. You read the number of goals I was share in 22, 23, 24, 23, 24. Now in Portugal, 33 games, 29 goals, 9 assists. Then Obenya the Europa League with 9 goals, 9 games, 5 goals, 2 assists. He announced himself on the European terrain, but not at the biggest stage of the European terrain, because the second fiddle to the Champions League near the Europa League. So with Sporting Lisbon, no Beshe goes no Europa League. I announcing himself in Europe there, but not the peak of it or the standard of it. Yeah. But in terms of the European top leagues, Victor Gyökeres announcing himself, especially with Portugal, Sporting Lisbon.
Debut goal.
The goals now was it was 29 goals, 9 assists. Ashe 5 goals, 2 assists. That means we're pushing further. This is in the step forward is the Champions League. Obaya or Beshe go in the first game. Already league in India was stamping the authority in the league that we about 5 games in the league. Francis Di Maria was 8 goals, 1 assist. Or average goal or assist in every 56 minutes to be a match. So in terms of proving the credibility as a good striker, as a top striker in Europe, I think Victor Gyökeres is showing it this season. And we're announcing itself so well in the Champions League and stamp we not the aboso it will only continue and a bit more pushing towards another club. Said a bit more a good club. I mean, I said Sporting Lisbon a good club, but a bit left in a more pijano and go no send and run. Penalty box no shabutra onyaye. Quite fast so done no any the angle he picked for the goal. It takes strikers with instinct. Say ya ni ekwa kekaya about Falcao Munia the other man for doubt to but they delivered at some point in time. The only time I was a Falcao over for me injuries here day. Sergio Aguero ewa Atletico Madrid. Oh na Aguero the Atletico Madrid the Europa League. Omukoto neba Manchester City there no ambe. So when strikers pick up and they become consistent, no moving from the championship no they are copying more Portugal. No not only domestically, announcing himself in Europe. Not this season was about Champions League. Yeah, he is there. He is there, Francis Di Maria. Now, Roman come on.
Roma did the Okaso can and every day as me. Me Kaisa say, Omo the appointment ama di Rossi, who can assembly say Yenya Butrena say, oh, coach Bafu fraud there. Yeah, results there be a
new manager bounce. It's so unfortunate and sad. Say he's an embodiment of Roma as a club. He's a symbol of Rome. But on the bench and your man Kuyame also Timi Komo before Roberto Aso. Do they have good players? Yes. Someone might question that Jose Mourinho na players and more Roman there. Look at the departures of Munyanin Kofomudo Mababishim. Manu Kone. When you're 2 miles. Wako Famaro Hemosu. Mancini. It's so unfortunate. Say this is the time, but it's all a matter of the replacement that comes in. Minim say in Sembia Jose Mourinho can he was right. But Adi American in any say Roma was right to part ways with Jose Mourinho, but they were wrong to replace him with Daniel De Rossi.
Whoa, Mezamate, Medase, Moamo Casa TV no call from yes, Kenyana Bonani Ewa but a buy in a short while, a basis auntie. Yes, I live on Sompa TV. Yeah, you to say nothing is wrong with AC Milan, just that Liverpool were too good for us. Don't undermine our efforts. Akomia, yeah, yacht. That's what we are undermining.
Liverpool, nobody has undermined anything. Just
Mike. Milan I will touch one another. Okay.
Simple. Check it. Milan's performance in the big games of late, even under Stefano Pioli. Oko big game ni biya no mo sheno. Inter were beating them a year from left, right, center. No mo shomo. Anameboa. Last season in the Champions League, we saw similar. Milan were losing the big games. Champions League group stage, Croment me and qualify and fame frame. Na PSG. Anna so Dortmund no more qualified the free group. Then Milan, Newcastle were out of the group. So they have not really been the typical Milan team I name say almost dominate on the biggest of days. And then 2, they were meeting an opponent. Liverpool going to the San Siro to face the Milanese teams, no, Ebuano. Meaning say unhuya. AC Milan team na ankasa no. Omone the only team I say Liverpool to climb back San Siro omutumishe go ti omo. But Liverpool have won all their games they have played against the Milan teams at the San Siro in the Champions League. Wow. Yeah, that is their record. Omoko akoye a kryptonite to the Milanese teams when they play at the San Siro. On lose game. We try Inter crowd on share Liverpool go was San Siro in the Champions League 2-0-1-0. Their first meeting was in 2008. Fernando Torres negotiated the only goal. Although say Inter Liverpool frame. Inter had gone to Anfield to beat Liverpool 2-0. And Liverpool never shared 1-0 in the second leg in 2008. Then Milan Croatia, so Liverpool went there to beat them by 2-1. Then Inter Liverpool went there to win 2-0. And then Liverpool lako San Siro akoshe AC Milan by 3-1. Into nim San Siro ne boy ade efa edemano. And we share Milan at the right time. A Milan team that last character. Me, I think that every team oozes a certain character, a reminiscent of the manager. Inti yesi Okoto on one ma. Inti say Man City under Pepper, they will play like a Pep team. There is no way Man City will play like an anti-Pep team. Say Alex Ferguson's Manchester United, they will play with the character that has been injected into them by Alex Ferguson. Enti we know they are a characterless team because coach now one only the personality to command that kind of character no a big side. Afena Fonseca episode 4GB visa. And the Milan team also lose in terms of their prestige in recent times. It will take them time. I don't think so. Okobo weekend na Oluso Amonsaki no.
Fonseca.
Yeah, because there is no better replacement as it stands. You see, Ejumana Komia we no Kasembi. Roma were right to dismiss Jose Mourinho, but they were wrong in appointing a successor. Nipo Babedia Jenny here. Equally as Nipana Uja ne Kwaino. I hope you get it. Roma ne Mourinho de na they say komfo bonia watna yare for homa ne ho ato ne say komfo papa ne ba yin ne den. Yin ma. Good. But in this case, so Uja Mourinho Konya, who do you get? It should be a manager that takes you to the next stage. In the same case, in the issue of Milan, if they sack Fonseca now, why they are available or more call the next level? One year careful pay. You appoint a manager who brings sad new manager bounce na a feel good factor. But feel good factor no, you fan building legacies, you fan building a solid team for the future. There's a feel good factor near there. Then boom. We ejaculate we yasa. Feelings ni bibi article. Anameboa. The same thing. But you need somebody who plans a project and executes. So unse bibiano ya sheshe methodological. I say it follows a certain methodology. And there is a certain method to their madness. Ya bodama say ni ya bodam ni yafa. Now sake no now for before Froba fancy players never can come. They will win you a couple of games, but you end up misplacing the priorities as regarding the project. I don't think if they lose over the weekend, or lose to Inter, it will not be news. It's Stefano Pioli time. It was the same thing. So I think Omunjaino, Omoman at least a season. Some catcher will say, "We no onim teams share, but onim wene obetimi share team di amomo." If after a season, no feel say they will need to take the next step, then they can go all out and look out for somebody who fits. Because your boss will trouble you. When you ask what time, when you're careful, the next decision you take will be another wrong move, and then more. So, Omunya Botren from Paulo Fonseca, I don't think say a team no Shannon and who are saying Liverpool had too much quality, and they had too much experience. In the last 6-7 editions of the Champions League, Liverpool are GBO. And if my memory is serving me right, they've been to finals as well.
Madrid.
Exactly. But last 4 winners of the Champions League. Liverpool, Meboa. Real Madrid. Chelsea, Man City. So the Liverpool team now, they have too much quality in them. So please, let's understand some of these things. Now, blame you on Mubebre. It will take some time. Christian Pulisic, please. The Omundrusa station. Away from there, I think it was an impressive Champions League debut for Vincent Kompany and then Bayern Munich. It was impressive in the sense that where a manager Obano, the right person, and yafanesa. And to any maybe appointment. Now, man for baby 2 man go so. Now, Kwedi on to me, Jumano, or the Burnley Cracker relegation. Fancy, baby, I was starting. It mostly defines what you become eventually. Pep Guardiola, Senkebi or the Hetafe been a starter year. Can the level of impact or year with Barca in his first full season at the senior level no can't mean memsa
and going through this level
exactly intina mpenifor no omode nyansa bu be ka asem se se wo to asie so a won chane tentene ye into we no sabi unfortunately for company ya wona nto sie so inti chane tentene ya fe ni wenya sie ni bi egina so at least he will level up with omo so wosoro no because you can't use Werder Bremen, excuse me, to stake a claim and say you are a big manager. But for Dortmund, Jürgen Klopp, none the record here say or the Mainz new farm equal relegation. So you need the big teams to prove your worth.
Yeah, because company they are not to cut you from championship and a bar a Premier League proper. Now records no order that Oba league nanka semokra no be on Burnley for ball. What you say typical Pep Guardiola style of football. Just say compare quality no.
Exactly, the quality there.
Yeah, but Bayern so there.
So at Bayern, it will allow him to use his coaching ideologies to also create a persona. Obe creating a GV diamond who say, hey, and their company so on nim coaching. Carpenter, you come out abu tools to be a won't mean fanya de so ye do kora a befitting carpentry workshopper a hona obet me display with skills ni ye. The same applies to this guy. Yenya botrem famano ebe mo say it's too early mesrewo anke your boss season and anka formations now upon anka company e Diego anka be catch him say too early to say so onya de. He's good. You can see individual improvements in the players.
Mike,
almost the players no more than mono assistant, and there's something different about them. And Musiala, he was everywhere and check the assist that he laid off to Rafael Guerrero. Musiala boy in some catch. So when no mujano no come and see to ho baby, but I don't know be Fabi simple cry. Musiala is a typical Barcelona, Bayern, Real Madrid player. He's a franchise player. And he's enjoying himself under company. Or she goes, no, he's laying the assist. Hurricane or Tunko Suyane she goes, Sebit, or Wabodam. It is because they have a coach who is allowing players to give out their best. And a Cabo Mebwa collective, no, Amanyoma Kwenim the moment. So kudos to them. But there are some good records to look at. You see, Hurricane, I think, he delayed too much at Spurs, and it will affect his legacy. Hurricane bears Alan Shearer. Obejidin by yen who at the party a why football mu edimo. Alan Shearer din ayeboyina. Luckily for him, he won the league with Blackburn. But for someone like Alan Shearer and the individual accolades that he boasts of, he should have won more trophies. And the time at Manchester United corner, Alan Shearer should have chosen them instead of Newcastle. But for now, and Kale legacy, it would have been bigger than Obi and the Como. And I want Jimindi. United Edge in 1999, Alan Shearer would have been in there. Man, you went now Alan Shearer into Nomoko of Andy Cole. He was a second option. The same applies to Hurricane. Ochewa Tottenham. Enti Atonium or individual records while she goes to say England national team or all-time top scorer. But what is the actual legacy moment of Hurricane? Ochewa Hododo. Or Chewo.
Minimum small can be an on what to them or because why mistake?
Yeah, or Chewo too much. And it's really affected him. And he was able to usurp Rooney. I think that Hurricane so Nenisa Rooney pa. So Rooney na the all-time top scorer of my England national team.
Yes.
And Hurricane Akotuno. And Rooney was the all-time top scoring English player in the UEFA Champions League proper.
Yeah.
And so Hurricane has to the bio.
But the Fogos account.
Lenista were Rooney. So he's now the all-time top scorer in English. You can't say all-time top scorer. Now, they're in the battle home. I can say for a fact, Rooney, the battle home, he was able to win the Champions League with Manchester United. Hurricane, what next? And the Onyasa Diano would buy a never batanwa, a bit pejani pedigree in the Akoso. But I think Uncle join a club Kasiebin Temua, Kabainanko was cemented legacy in Libya, and Kebu. Wo football mu anko benyano can also be pro so manyoma enso etimi akon kaina Bayern fans ne so mo mpa new Champions League format no
say be am there
we like it you know why with this new format and the excitement ne seriousness every match is 18 na teams ne bebre because you need minimum 15 points to guarantee you a place in the top 16.
That is first 8 crowns.
First 8 no 15 the crime shall home betro. And I was a team Kesibiano, or for so bet me we need 5 matches or many bebre. Back when I know what to make we
know about the opponents per home and away. But we bought 8 matches.
Different opponents.
Either home or away.
Red Fanatics of Munchen. Or more way or more kokoye. Also matro Zoo Ville Spiele. Too many matches no do so do. Also matro room. Zuvio complexitat. It is too complex. Montiasia, you better to move at Tiasia.
In the league format 1 to 8 I qualify automatically.
It was a match was here back to the roots. Undo new Champions League format.
Now first, second 8.
I agree that footballers are playing too many matches. But with this new Champions League format, it is an innovation to take the competition to the next stage. Champions League format now no winning previously no. I'm very replaceable. It came to replace another format. It drew baby. Football evolves, it grow. Now the evolution of the game has taken us to this level. Let us appreciate it and move on. I mean, feel it. Because I'm not many young boys and here face car. And the end so definitely I was here face car.
Make sure you for the also more.
Young for course name fan to Jana yan sorry ni yanko. Na dia tie Betway booking codes and they bomb pie the tia soon be a friend young boys be obabe di enya. Wa uti wa ka say amen.
Amen.
Good. First code near DD. Shara kunhwe mu nye dwuma no to na amen. DDB 940 D DDB
940
D DDB instead of B.
Oh, okay.
And the second one is here DDC 8756 DDC 8756. Yeah, there's your co approach and your co.
I very necessary power. No, yeah, personal yababe dun come real quick, but in boost. Heba me shana me so call pharmaceutical shop. I'll say, open police ni edro and on ebe buaw na malaria ne etu asia ho na mre ne chese wo numpene en kasana wo te yawo e wo mni na ebe jai ebe ko na wa found to my perfra in boost heba me sha entwen ema ya de ne mansa onyare kra no bi onom na se koyu ya de so ba men jai nom kosonom na eno ana ebe buaw ana feme ka say in boost pharmacy yaba ehon e wholesale enko a dro bia wo tobi say ebia ya bibi dro say ya brofu dro bia e wo wiase bia be so utubi ekogu pharmaceutical shop and say herbal shop ni mo ba ho a obenya bi enso atu na wakoton Imboost pharmacy ya wo kode of friends so kwan so 0246 208496 yene express group empenfo enwie offers no ho emam wo school ni a tie ye we ay opportunity emam a chesa scholarship ay odi openi ho ye
nyame adomini announce we
nyame adomi bia fine wo and so dey fine
yo ye chiatifo nyina ene de ye focus beko yenuano mo mo tro wa sisisi ye ombewie Bosumi we mu and ombewie next month.
That's a 20th year cry.
Yeah, I think the 20th year on betro last paper. Inti the ye can ne ye person mutie ne ye na wo fon so e hyene so sa. Ye say papa bi oba mo pam coat bi anakales no do so bebre.
A coat of many colors.
Ha. You say nyame adom express group here wo a department of our company here wo qualified professionals pia omo beboa sa no mo be school so we school bet na fie be 2-3 months ebi mo bet na fie kakra so ya hyehyɛ short courses bia ebeboa wo mo na echiri omu wi a omo mbepese ombekwa akosua de wa brochi no kra no ebe add up to omu CV ni omu credentials ama omu ayedu for some courses a ombetumi anya ewo abrochi aye nti yen but this one you pretty no face to face ewo yen office no a ewo asafo no
okay
now yen other branches ni nyina no nso no omo ombe free hona ba no ye be operating online for them. These are short courses. Just some of the ones that we do, social media marketing, short courses what IT mo, some how to do publishing. Book publishing so that at least a bema or more some level of credibility as and when they want to apply to schools abroad na abo mama omu ayedu inti a free 1st October ya shasiye our express group asafo main branch ho ye in person face to face or any other branch obetumi afre na ye no aye online the so ewo initiative for ensure so kase ba emfa emaye
okay
na the second thing I'm be twem
some passports
omo we no so for some of them who don't want to take some of these short courses omo so bo ha o call JSS 1 na ni ba so we school obekwa abrochiri so IELTS no S80 no ya fire teachers na training omu ye kama pa omo so are ready. In fact, for those of your students na omba person mu via ombenya scholarship akese pa no necessary say sa S80 ne IELTS no ombetro bi ede aka omo certificate na ombenya no ho na minu na me faso and I want to introduce just one thing. So bi ho o kan say ayana se chinchin a o pese obajanze chinchin de omra ho so one of the ways are your selected courses ewa brochi e de hwese okwa o honchiro na tu uwi a ubenya kwan aye adwuma na uwi a adwuma no honye den ma ni nyina ya education a awose amanfo obi ho yeso obeko school a school bia no apply but today I want to tell everybody for free. Your partner schools be brave, so we get to see lots of the courses are omorane. Otako school abrochepa, one of the courses that uchusu abwao, especially in Canada. Your course be a friend of personal support worker. Personal support worker. Now, ofa Canada education no omo obi so obi kra wie first degree no person okoye etoaso a omo wo direct masters so no more postgraduate certificate. Usually postgraduate certificate na year 1 year na year practical courses we are you just get jobs easily. Now today I want to advise people omo epese omo ko school e Canada titro sikano sem enno so omo se deni sika na omo pe course ebema niema ayefo ama
na broni ni be hu mobo ama visa no
exactly and I was to cause also head there we are or mine now we could now I recommend personal support worker as a course to any of these
what they are charm for
sometimes people think that chinchilla trying Uncle Fonem
so bana modern international mochine no man and I will check courses ni programs ni free.
This one is for free. Everybody should take it.
In fact, the apply a very easy say
yes
Canada buying better amount visa.
Yes na ukudrun so
our bro seek some cranye.
Yes na ukudrun so a on say udru wie no a why cousin do you know that there are so many people me person me course biadin but they go and do masters in certain courses, they end up working in places they never imagined they would work there. As in new places are omo imagination abro omo surprise omo but be omo koye adwuma no ordinarily omo nya adwuma so but this course usually you only need to prove say aye bibi to say care so metumi ahwe nkofo me wabotre metumi ahwe nkofo be dware nkofo mesusu mu te say de nkofo eye ken a sa krom ho no that's what they classify that course to be, and usually e be cry 8 months course inti abro so 1 year you are done we are employability no ewosro ubenya adwuma ntentem na watumi aye. So we are just advising and also educating the people. Usually choose course ya na uhia so be guide you through to help
there be five location and numbers in Twitter
and your numbers are amount for betimi arechi yen 0249
0249
000 448 0249
0249
000 448 0555
0067
na 0594
183
your numbers are hold on Uncle for
Express Group. Woman no my simple.
Richard,
But almost school for now. Woman baby wasi.
Yeah, I thought that these things. I thought I was see a bongo for sana. Yes, obefa bibi.
And the best thing is in the Panambra or Preco. No my yaman. And going for Bina, Nano Ghana for I say as one perform. Some for almost 4G or may 4G and I buy cheese sketches about $400,000. I'm a for
exactly.
And I for you who says true.
So, but there are some of the courses you don't need to forge. And those courses are very practical.
Sompa and I say yes. I have a call a break about before. Then Sufian so at the pa one personal, one pen in a blanket and scalers and match kama. And I feel a summer demonstracy officer so and in schools and a banking was baby abasocha a year or deco piano. But Modian said also on a year chess OP and Abekasa OP I say Yankan just a brat TV backlight and what you suffering light. A banner blanket and send plastic wardrobes. Wopel center carpet, add diffusers, and in here, you find some flowers and I'll make house a bed spread. I take on a bed sheet, what the do running in a bin so about duve a womb, a doom piece, Nana Alcasi, Adjaman building a Mocronon barrier on the market, a D and share 0540 3537 50 Kwabena Foro a bush meat and what man way and it's a open for near Crantian quine open for ne chess or Juon quine open for any aquaquahidia and also chain and it's just a bush meat in Abia on a Kwabena Ebeka some more yam what the number some year buffet and no phone quine papa be I will be about what dibia coffee na fe will be answer 7 who come our branamen shorty and sansawa parties a fe ebia naming ceremony over saw the show monsa on baba sevian no phone kama bankuni mutu ni aya betiere nyina no kwabena foro on the bush meat no ho ana benya bin so taste na man man so I fine at the amount 3 day wo mo wa infinity wa 0599503609 now no kwabena foro and kasa ya ba and ya nchekra we a short quick commercial break ya ba beto aso.
Mama kwa baba gentleman dental clinic yedwumadi a yedi ane say yebesiesie wosen na yabo wosen ho ban ama wonum enso ati anase wosen animonyam so afa ntuma pa efi wo fixed one no anase a yetafre no permanent one no eno susu no yesi a untimi entu bi eno ene efe no PFM bridge anase PFM crown afi yesan eye cleaning services oba ye profession no mu na ye fene scaling and polishing se ebia enema bi ahyehyehye esen mu se bi okasa etimi mapampan ene ade ebagu no oba gentleman dental ye ni nyina bi ewo ho gentleman dental clinic ye wo Koforidua Central Police Station enchen ho na wodru enkan so a ye wo nungwa na atomic down do mekwa benya runabout no so ho na wodru takwade pipe ano traffic light na ewo pipe ano ye ne OGN bank na wo the same premises na kachiman so ye wo magazine market kwan so ho anase opposite AY Ahmed na wodru Kumasi Abrepo Junction total filling station wa traffic light na anihwe G runabout no wo free
total filling station na yabron san na edi ho ye adwuma free eda juada kopem eda memeda wetimi afre ya homa no e wo 055 913 9582
if I shop na me sha dia o bag
bra ade enen so biem
na tell me me share me see ba queen why me say
bra said the time heba mesha esia gimi ni me fiefo enya dia ba ko pe ebe so ye
me dey do this o fa ni nyina
bra se me ka se me di time heba mesha ho adanse a riase nyina ebe te me nka enti se malaria wadra ni time heba mesha
enya nu ko die na nu ato a wontimi ani die no wadra ni time heba mesha edre enye ma oba wa fa afuro die wa ma akoda no fo enye akoda woni mfie dumienu ansa na obeto time heba mesha edre ibi no hwese wako hospital anasa lab am wo hu se wo achidi malaria ibi ansa
ayo se time me TIME time heba mesha afi malaria fever bi adani ziba ewo mu no ebe tua ubenya bi ato ewo over the counter medicine sellers any herbal shop to do na mu FDA agi edwadue nkratoi atom
Abusaka kraka bi wo hanu meja atom na rewu sebe wo me se abofra ketu a wanya 2 years akada ba ku nti African Spider-Man na me ya abofra ketu ayi mo na nipa ho hia dede bi ko so anu ti ka me ho ni ko hede wo mbia expectation ka African Spider-Man e ba be se bo fai ba preoccupy ne hu African Jack wo ba be se bo fai na wo secret kura no anything Imboost herbal mixture and only me secret na dia na ye na me yetua na ma ka e wo fom ana police me di one dance me say menye na me nso hwe na me so we no a boost immune system ama say me train na me ntebre me timi di kama ama ka wo dum so ekoso me kura so me ta yale ama mai latitude me nya ba ko eye je na koso hwe Hey, Spider-Man, what are you doing?
Move me crachi.
Ubenya Imboost herbal mixture. Ewo pharmacy anase herbal shop. Apim for eni nkola omundi fie dumienu enom. FDA agigede nkatwe atu.
So wope wallpapers eye papa to OP wallpapers and American for amount. So wope wallpapers e dey decorate offices. So fie sorry. Say ye pap sawodo. Baby bia wo hia wallpaper dey do djuma bia no. OP wallpapers efro. Ye man wallpapers e be match with blind curtains. E ban best side lamps in so OP MR types or mar shapes colors out do nyina ubenya bi ato e wona so ye ho se open LED backlight e dey above flash screen echi a and so OP e be more bi so open selfie ring light out do phone be shim e OP wallpapers and e be more selfie ring light OP e wo Kumasi adum first floor nana Kwesi Ajman building na mu tafo GNTC building first floor ana chronom or barrier on the market na edian hwe so open wholesale and also retail any OP any insa so free OP our 0540 353750
712
Here is to the friends who took the chance with no regrets. Investors no more hitting fortune. To the health workers who diagnosed drugs every move. And then to the hard guy who couldn't hold his emotions. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hand-earned stitches into a bundle of joy. And now, here is to you. Your next big win is right here. 1st July 2024. Dial *712# tickets as a group, individual to win in the community draw or the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with *712#.
Rated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Mamisha, time HH herbal Mr. Bina Unumi, and your what dropa, a ya draw. Ejadro say mani pedrian kwamwa no enya hoden na akwatia yare entwen yare ansan wakwakoto fire wadro na nom no abribia Kanoga Company Limited
what the time time ebedwaso no wono a na the time herbal mixture edia bedwaso akora wonyanya mfisia dumienu enum bi wopemfo ene oba wo makora nufo enso enum bi time herbal mixture wobenya bi
over the counter medicine sellers any shop dodo na mu
so pedodo to afre 0244 417669 0244 417669 time herbal mixture yedro say FDA agye edwadie nkratoe atum
nako nak na hifa na manfo agtwi ene twere de ekwa binum so tete faso yi sikens nonte na clinic a doctor usu kankam eda no doctor na obehwe wo yale agise wa hu moja kuo na na no krepa doctor say fa ni hu apa otene Doctor Usu can come as now Becania. Namina na wonyon so mu ha o mechiremu prostate problem. Doctor hwe no ema otimi dwonso e. Oyiwa doctor sanso say diabetes say hepatitis B and C mechire brebum yade. Diabetes ayensi chire yade. Pressure mechire moja broso. Enam yade bia doctor tenete. No mema sem entimi nkoyi empo so obema no ewu kra. O ba doctor say for garlic ba ko pe ebra. Na obema we ye bema asanso atde wompem. Say eya kuban yade. Ulcer, fibroid, kidney and liver problem. Oba unukunu apawa ansumu nyabie. Wana o entinini dompemu hawo. Minua no mema wo pese mo bema kese. Enie minua kire me bia doctor so ewo. Ye kumase atiase ebrem ahemfie ne soro ho a Daro Salam school no enchen pe. Fred doctor tetefu so 0599 311 311. NAC clinic, we bring your smile back to you.
Super AC Pro!
5 cents so. Never wa hoto enyi pay your emra ye wo mu. High sense AC. Na yenya abote aye. Said de be ya ebetumi Ghana show no. High sense de woto a. Ye the free factory. Ne de be so fierce in sometime. Ye da sukra ya mamre ni mu. Eche. Efo. Aye papa. Na ntwe nyinam kanea. Ade ba ko a. E wa high sense AC ho a. E ma mani je ho pa no. Eye gold face. Ene copper pipes na ye de aye no. Ena manu nti no. E ma AC no anwe na ache. Said de woda ni tie bia. Gidiba. Ejina ne na so. 4-in-1 fruit na ewo mutino. Oh, me from a Koji. 23rd September, a couple 28. 6 days to pay. Madam Hisense, air conditioner. My citizens say, who? Hisense air conditioner. Your split and your floor standing. Nibi enu nyina, ubetumi ato the standard. Another investor home. How? Neko Hisense showroom bia. Neko Jodie. Hisense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
Yes, yemre na fe yento aso na yemfa eyefie no so emra. Yes, enra nyumane nya ne say His Excellency Mr. President say NSA boss no mfa na djuma M20 ye tuna de so ya pamono NSA Director General Dozi Numekavo anti we do na djuma to
botan da so
o say
tete botan da so
ono ye hwan
a wonim tete botan
da bi o
de cobra
Yusufana na na mbesa mo pam so ye adwuma na mo so ye adwuma
otimi o ya so
eno no ya baba so na mame aya ene sense na no the Ghana Football Association so de letter by the last time ne ka aya FF ne feel say betting companies ne bi kwan no mo fa so feature aya Ghana ya matches awo so no enye kwan pa so mo bobo other betting companies enso din ama GF no enso the letter enso ekọ eno no na Abdul Salam on House of Folk a problem 2 matches saboni nyina na enkoye yenti Abdul Salam on 2 games was a problem na yeden Yakubu ekasai
omuto player omuntwa omuto player ye so no team so omufa enye adubia so kwa even pese
that be Shaq take it from the top Abdul Salam Yakubu ni adubia so penny ose hands e wo problem denti amoba enkwari nyina no omonya dai
omo problem no omuto player omuntwa omuto player ye so no team so omufa enye adubia so kwa even pese omo ma no make say be this player so ma talk to talk omutua you see this is football as of folk here A bigger brand in Africa. I was almost standard now. Them the ayat is a lali. Your friend is saying, yeah, quantity player. Yeah. At least I was a moment kakra. Small teams. Any supporters. Me and the player and I'm a player now. Muma is kakra. And just kebiana for them. And your dollar. And then you're winning is kakra. Now they are my near support. It's not bad to be a bigger brand. Where's our sell brand?
Eno ay Abdulsalam Yakubu ana tese ode ne nsama tudwa na chese nya hibia na mutu na so mogia ya na mu akwakwa dempa se modi sika o ye due ebe mo now Paria Donso Kasa communications director at the House of Focus supporters no aya mano kasa na du ba bia o se sen yintie communications director the House of Folk or Paria Do
because any ba yen negativity and so free mo Mr. Watara or Yanni Chefa, yes, the Chefa, Eddie Abuano. Say, maybe an uncle year for the first 2 matches there. This is how we all think that we will be able to get together and collectively move forward. And I understand that he himself, he knows that he's not happy. The players are not happy. Nobody is happy. So the only thing is that 2 matches may but we find the positive stuff of it so that we'll be able to improve upon it to give us a good result.
Yes, and so ya baso na ya ba be hwe nsem na afei ebra so ya fam course no nemom Nakeba clinic aye doctor osu kankama catch us or no and e fa na the blood group doctor ntu kwa emfa no ya de akọ obedi kan hwe mojakuo a wom ansa no ahwe so amo no adro no ache onuane ye edemoni padua ane de wo so ujaidi enti se wayemre e wo mpam hepatitis B and C or diabetes or pressure or liver no kidney when your problem and so your bow fibroid but money and so be called Nakeba clinic kube huno e wo Kenya se achiasia brem he ya achiasia brem e kwan na wo fa so ade akwa mfi na ho announcer ebeka no 0599 311 311 Quality Dental Clinic as a brand now obey root canal treatment amount was sena beso shane crown and bridges afoba so your complete dentures obeso your cosmetic dentistry a scan and x-ray and abeso twa ni na no a quality can say yen kan cho se brand na obebua ama scan and x-ray e wo num no watwa kaka edunya oseno obeso tu now replace ani na no quality kabaya ma cleaning and polishing and a teeth whitening wonum ebe sham kama womo eye adwuma enso awo patase kwam wo womo ne Vegas and a ben so 0538 250078 memfa we ntwam na afi memra bedwa force way the luckiest aye draw beba so nyame ya doma 30th November aye kan say no obeka sa draw fa ho hyem na benya sikedi the luckiest network bia was bia no code no aye star 712 hash star 712 hash no aju take it 1 Ghana de kosi 5000 Ghana or you take it as individual ultimate no as group mo kabom ebia boys ni kwa unions outdoor fan clubs are almost solicitiana makabo na fe modi etwa star 712 hash 30th musika sem ebe kama meza
fancy House of Folk situation no me and fan lightly
anya modi mbokeke anya performance
you see there are various aspects of this football game I share the major aspect of whatever they are going through no one coaching. I believe the coaching will need to improve. Number 2, the quality they have at hand. I believe they could have gotten enough quality to improve their team. What am I saying? They are also me and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these things are working against them. The entire we believe in Sanyo Mane say football we do with lack. Intina we are see obi on ma ojitum say opese ne nsaka ade bi a wabɔ ho mpa ya cha otimi tamska na ochiche oje asumesi je obentinje said the bear a day good luck bear day ebeba. There are some games I option in chances na House of Folk for the sign on NTS anymore. Oh yes. Chances ni be one more like NTS anymore.
Osha one say bibi ti omo so ana.
I say bibi so. What am I say? But I'm not saying said that is the major problem of House of Folk.
Okay.
TNA. I've mentioned 2 things: quality and Makasa about coaching. These two are major factors of what has to folk performances this season. But mean do away with a seminar sabuto there, no. Ekano. But I know say it is good to back your coach. But it is also good for the coach to also back himself. You need your coach to start performing. You need your coach to send positive signals. How's the folk team that one say the results no munyano? Are there manisa ya bufu krani say their faces of the game where they play well, but their faces of the game where they look so bad. Say how's the folk enya kula. Don't babon so mo you know mo boss no mo chances in the chances in the botu gu so we ane asaso aba be show mo. And how our players only say almost some kind of goals be house of folk to us be twice. Kono ko go house of folk e concede ye abra mo ball friendly match with Togo. Never go house of folk concede against Basketball Stars. You understand say you coaching.
Okay.
Not sure how our house of folks also concede go against Heart of Lions. And you understand say you coaching. They be on last man or whenever crosses comes into the penalty box. Free man. No when you ball, no done no a pre-ball they are to net. And this has been happening time and time and over again. And they need to deal with it as soon as possible. I believe said the board and management of House of Folk.
Sompa Sports.
We do not know. Omunya and community meaning into us. Me, I know. Say some of them know. It would say, Kawaso would do away with the coach. But almost also dream they want to push something like a continuity. I say atani atako to koni ha so mukubum. The baku baby and the woman abako so hwe no so baby. Koroko chose to continue with Coach Ogum. At a point in time, you all felt like a season ya Coach Ogum on to asoma Koroko. Position na Koroko found themselves in. The players ne ka Koroko boy. Any baby a Koroko jina eno. Nini kwanse Coach Ogum yede etwaso. But there has been a level of continuity. But the reason why there was continuity with Coach Ogum at Kumasa Sante Kodoko no, say Coach Ogum now boana ho. He bought time with the league now the Kumasa Sante Kodoko yede. Eje ye no. So if there is a substantial evidence as to how Kodoko company for bet me take decision bia based on nkomo bi omodi di won chain any players being same bi omo so akeka won chain no se bi akebeti bebu omo abam no fancy a league ne je no. Ene momunya agidie say the last time I heard league the coach Ben dey yede. Edeje na ehwan na you
yeah
it man a chance osato aso ebe ebe in the instance of House of Folk baby omugina say oh pray for continuity last season the number of games our coach Kwatara bebo ye no fatoto this season free time ni besi samre no how many wins na wenya more losses than even the number of wins kwampo awaye dey wenya House of Folk is it improving? Oba no ye nyina ebe hunu say ade or the buy time for this season here say most of the players na sign about House of Folk most of them were not the players or the omo buy because oba na transfer market no my dey omo close omo sign players video omo ba be shemo House of Folk agreed. Now you have a time to look at your team to decide nipa untimi ni nya adwuma to understand enkwafo betimi aboa ama ne omatimi akoye ama resource atimi aba. The transfer market has gone by. You started season, no, the same old House of Folk na here day. You fancy. So does it mean someone na anya na dwuma ye? Coach, na onsa wom in terms of buying players ana onsa nim. Se onsa nim am ye hunu. Omo di anim ukofa players na dey buy. Edi enti na last season omo di anim ukofa players buy ya. Coach hunu se bi o ntimi ni omo nya adwuma. So this season omo na asaso akofa players dey aba.
So transfer market we no so no Watara ansa wom we dey Watara ansa wom
because Oma Bontin be ka say nsanim so far as he is the head coach so there
obetimi aka ne pains ah
oh na say fancy if you are willing to secure a job anyhow we city ba outside be ka say player we money mo ankoye player we anye say e money we so mo ye say ni na no he can also and the way in nature city tie no so ko timbeka but it looks like he was involved. Any baby on Mukoye preseason. So results and performances needs to improve. Because team in your players be quite from fan be now performances in your zone for be fama. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't really happen that way. And The way New City corner, and I know the Ghana Premier League, it takes some time. If you want to salvage your season, you salvage it as soon as possible. He needs to start taking responsibility for the results of the club. And he's taking advantage of the politics around the club. And I'm not 42 years says the politics in the club and the performances you go about count.
And you slow start and a hasenya. And a bad start.
And that Nadia who feel last season, I'll be beyond sign. I'm with surviving relegation. Sompa because one season never says, and on because or tries has to focus about relegation. Oh, that's okay.
It's a Honor has belong there.
You see, has to
because no more come last season.
Fancy, Mamma Casimir. Eh? The reality there say, hard to folk a money match from last season day banner doesn't show. Say they can compete for the league.
Until I'm coaching the cars, I say, I've watched me. So it means that one, the priority near Sabia or survive, and send two. Maybe as when your league now,
fancy me back.
And then your bonus.
House of folk, the only last season, the Beremuno. And Sunday best at this season, the day. Need the place to compete for the league. But number two, per the signings in the transfer market, no more and the Kakrabini players be mark of form of the Omabano. House of folk need not to fight for relegation, but at least be in the top 10.
Okay.
So be preka.
Not top 4.
Not top 4.
Ain't me house in
Debbie. The me who for house of folk on their thing. Fancy, let's not joke with ourselves. The me for you see, the me who for house of folk could say almost 3 years. Also, almost some strategy in terms of the transfer market. Almost some strategy, and the strategy now bomb because now they've been able to replace some key players. Be on lose some of them. What lose no routine. I know Kofa Sompa or Nel. I didn't buy the same style of play. But you could see someone on the credit me grow or sending born a botcher Nuruddin. Nuruddin is a good tackler, aggressive. But Nuruddin is not confident on the ball. But Sompa is confident on the ball. She replacement akoroko aye in terms of players be on my free team momoko. Maybe the only player akoroko to me replacing them a question koroko how they could go long in the season. The number of goals Mukwala share. One I didn't be replacing Mukwala goals now have show koroko.
Maybe I feel no more just a game. So
me say I feel no more just a game, but Mukwala a player normal 2 goals in a game. What am I say? So at that rate you need to have a striker that should be giving you the set goals and I'm a boy. It's an enemy here so met my and so muntimi or no moment me and I will be there. But for House of Folk, Abesima Kwasako, or more Mabani and still not that because we thought these players were the reason why the club was not winning. So if they were the reason why the club was not winning, the maintenance is Sayana, Wakofa players, but still the club is not winning. And the same old mistakes now, edition goes no. Share open source House of Folk secret in ye. Obo cross be a cross no call pool. There is always a free man. Our house for game be a matter of my consider go. Our last post, especially the born back. Me say almost as if it to go against Baseko Holy Stars. So cross nearby. First person ain't me and Pim, na last player no no free man. Me boy, Korean Heart of Lion second go no mo share. Omo ball na cross back could be koye kodi echi. Ni para no no free. Ano dane no ho no ball ne first pool. Hey, coaching.
You besan bad matters so you be cry. Mama ko Mike we na samba na ya share matters no. Just toothpaste, just toothbrush. Pebito na easy. Mo no munye hwam na ma na prepa. Enti oba no kodwa so na odi dwa ya kai say obejo just total care, just herbal and just whitening and the toothbrushes. Ya prince and the princess afei duke and the duchess ni nyina na ka ho. A chese obe brush teeth ebeyi aye kokonene ni nyina de fruit si ase ama chese wonum wanya minty fresh breath na fe asabo gam and osene nyina ho ban na manioma aye fine ejamanya na e wodwaso ya bomode anso be pebi enso ato Mike
fancy Andra na beto dwa se ora doji no mekevo ama eyine to ase akonwa as a NSA director. Now, when no by in an acting capacity, be replace the erstwhile Professor Peter Chumesi. Na dodwana wojidi se Chumesi ene ne yoya oye wo NSA hono. Eno na eka ho bia esi yagudie no nitria se wo form ema ye stadia ahodo na e wo hono. Ye se e poorly maintained any ade. So they classified the whole thing, almost simplifying it, and said it was a Chumesi problem. Okay, so the Chumesi problem is solved by taking out Chumesi, replacing him with Numekevo. Now Numekevo, yeah, more than a buyer, no. And yeah, 1 year cry. No. He came, I think, in March, and February, March. Obaye, March, Obaye, Onya, even 9 months, he's been sacked. And the sack, it would have to do with non-performance. Okay, fine. This issue, and it has issue, let's say,
Some.
Yeah.
Issue in the house, the NSA.
Someone say has coaches in Yada Yam Pamom. So Pamoma, why the funny coach?
Management now.
Good. Where's your Pamo director and why they appointed?
I said man penina appointed.
Good. So I start from here. Se penit nefie. Emma Mofrawi Nanka. Say a penanka before and your penina was your kind of cajon. The issue does not have to do with who gets appointed, but who does the appointment. And then the fire drink also. Okay, so this is Dodgy Numekevo. He's an established guy in terms of the political career. Any baby awaye juma obi bione papa usu ankuma ye juma penbiano. I have hope. And I'm wojidi say wadwimu do waben. But fancy, so waben wo engineering mu it doesn't mean you are intelligent in medicine. And we have simplified and normalized the sporting sector. Say we think see a bet me for every Tom, Dick, and Harry near the Nabesha sports or Bob Befa. We also forget that we need technocrats in the sporting industry to take us to the next level. Because if you have to serve as the NSA director, so who really the mandate of the NSA? No, I share or more asset there or more. I was so new be an do. Was sports and somebody who's also able to bridge the gap between the old and the new. They're not the rem into the new methods. Sompa sports. But excuse me to say, your leadership or Madrid no tilted towards party than nation. And that is how come every appointment we make, most of them, see making 100 appointments, 80% of them, they are not actually cut for the role they are supposed to serve. This man, Omano High Commission be our better because he's done it.
Yes.
He served at the Ghana High Commission where you keep paying. Omano something that has to do with statistics, information, data, or better in the field. But and they never be in the field na sabe. Mofra social media dinner terms so nim ne juma wa bon. He was exposed by the appointment system. A unipie. So what they may bet now. Now catch him say be gospel programmer. Why here me gumi hu anim ase because enya me failed. Ba minim kasa. My radio juma cha na meboa. Until why radio juma cha be gospel. Brabe live worship. Brabe politics. No, you will be in a specialty. So you appoint people per their specialty and then you give them a designation that it befits their qualification. Professor Peter Chumesi, Obio Nina Saibia Nimno closely Becca say, is actually a man of repute. And on Jumedia no deal okay in UST Hono. Nay idea a mudo, and he commanded a lot of respect. But when he was exposed to the NSA job, he won a short force. And then the general consensus from Ghanaians was like, he's a clueless human being. But this was a man who was well established in academia. Enti me say enyo mo aye form no eye de offer di pakro no because fancy we have competent individuals in Ghana as we can say who biem say omom pede with their qualifications omom present applications say omom pa you were more than competent individuals in Ghana to do that job. But they won't get appointment. It is because maybe they don't belong to a certain caucus or they don't belong to a certain party. So they'll be sidelined, they'll be overlooked. So our party nimkrana since our own belonging to a certain caucus we only assume siafa we ni we afa your best sideline na to actually be obi akra nim no. So in this country we don't actually patronize technocrat. Who is a technocrat? A technocrat is a politician who is also a technician or in-depth expertise or a particular field. So or a technocrat now, he's a top engineer and or a politician. And to who an engineering field or better humanity.
There's appointment so the Nipanabana and Mguasiaba automatically count.
Oh, now why?
Because me sure the president was at dinner and it's a director.
I believe in
again Mguasiaba say
I believe in fair chance. Babako mienu. We need to look at the person making the appointment, especially the sports minister. Say if NSA director, the sports minister has supervisory authority over the NSA director. It's not because say penny what nephew mamofra ewe nanka. Say you bu nanka we for na you be kind of the work home because you did not do your supervisory role. What is the role of a parent? The role of the parent is to overlook say ne mofra no ebia wa mom atenetene wa mom nkyerɛkyerɛ but say omo chia the parent is there to correct them. So you don't just teach, you guide. As the minister, you owe oversight responsibility over the NSA. So you don't just allow them to do what they want. There are times where you have to play your supervisory role. Now flyers, so the body flyers and now one thing that man can't just say from April. And to the sports minister, so new PR or new so abontia won't say Accra Sports Stadium now. Or my two misses or muso
we are December show.
This same sports minister went to the public accounts committee no catch almost say onim enyo no authorize say meme ye fire national stadium no enye event but under your wings, under your nose omode baba yaya a 5-day crusade after Professor Chumesi was sacked. What did you do about it? So your negligence and your failure to act, it is also seen as incompetence. Your act of commission, act of omission, you negligibly, out of negligence, a juma also yeno, menye matreme ho. Ayobone, you are failing to do your role. They also yeno one ye, Denisa yeno one more maye. You are not doing your job. And Menyasho said there is one single person ewo Ghana ha obeka chem say the sports minister Honorable Mustafa Yusuf or you're fit for purpose in TNS director and your monsake no. Where am I in a sacrificial lamb? He's a political sacrificial lamb.
Say.
I am telling you. And you know that run the NSA no. He was not the one running the NSA in that short spell. Please hold on. Let my train of thought follow. He was not the one running the NSA. Enra Crown was sacking no ni office or wait. I was again Ameko for her baby year campaign or PMP. It was again constituency. He doesn't have time for that office.
Hey, Mike,
tell you, it was a political appointment. Please, me, I don't just come and talk anyhow. Okay, please. Let's do this exercise. For our phone, Google Dodgy near DODZIE Numekevo NUMEKEVOR. Ne Google Sege constituency count. He's on the ticket of the MPP. He is not a sports person. It was a political appointment. On your sports person. The same applies to the sports minister. And the sports ministry is supposed to shape the vision of sports for the country. NSA, no, they are supposed to be the implementers of the vision. Omo the vision need juma. Omo be shape vision no. Omo nte sports na say. And to be catch am say sports minister no wabon, make sure say they be unborn here. Wabon on to me in school abrochire and kwaje master's degree in famba. Wabe, he's like a round, a square in a round hole, and a misfit. In fact, you can't say and you want sports to progress in Ghana. It won't, because the people running the sport.
NDC propaganda.
You see, everybody can say whatever they want to say.
Okay, so Sharak Dine Yaba, Doji Numo Kevo. Now why don't me nyina so opempia na. Nice to bet me agina.
We the people of Sege, we are very distinguished.
No, me just say. Now just say be oye NSC Director General class so bet me agina so opempia.
I am not saying on to me agina.
About what just say
only time.
Oh,
and you see once you don't go to adwuma mu a adwuma no wunimu. So you spend more time learning. The period now when he the best piano, it is a period of active campaigning. So he's always on the ground for the constituency. Only time or office or the best NSA.
Now deputy na running office.
Me say he was not the one running the NSA. And so me, I will not just look at this man. When Yasake no, then people and the president has done something. Onye hute.
Whoa. Yababa so yenwe kra na Buffalo Polo ntade no African print no a ana Buffalo Polo ede ye adwuma pamo polo shirt wo benya round neck v-neck ana fe monso amobesa munya ayede aka no so wo call program B obeso demonstration ko a Buffalo Polo wono energy simple I will place you order before 10 a.m. about the close of that said day on sabeka watade and phone baby a Ghana mamu ababia so delivery wo ma ma saka wo product no na packages no adoption team your schools banks a face moye bia kuo bi na mo pay mo Friday and as a Wednesday we na aye uniform ama no Buffalo Polo say yan kan mo say mo no enkasa Buffalo classics and so no so be so pam kaftan wow do design eba and also be see a show design out choose the ope a face banner lapel tops and in down no trousers and shorts account say unma diploma Buffalo Polo say yan kan say bra so your banner so your bema or 5 juma for sansana ye 3 juma ni mu udru ahenema kokko ben off santa so obuase kwan so 0249 60 0789 Kulun Ghana Limited Omana De Yunchu capsules and Mr. Q Abani Mianu no Bema Unyabi Dia Janisa Yunchu Ababuao Jonso now tis or Bemum Ayoya Emu Eshoba so bo prostate and Baya and no Aya Yunchu capsules a fay Mr. Q Abama Memayo SCP Esitama slow erection in ano and no else Ebejai or Bawa draw a Araba Bazen tablet and no and Abama would do when he was say Ebebenya my fee when a bema rat the monu kunu dan paso anya fe na babe ajish bia maya ajisha che so to my bema appetite rezi also man bring what I say aha anti and no ayo squeeze and the damper no also nyara baba zen tablet ni siesie manioma and so aye kama basa eche eme fam that say jamai no pebito el pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops ni nyina mo menye ye na masa wawade egu ano no de metena na nkwada ne bi enya wura obo se wiase mienu pebito number no ye 0244 275429 o say say dey no crow and then man aba no resusu masa unum tetena atene de botton se wa na wo ya atene se wen sa nyina da he o man ni wa tabe de open oh yes meza
NSA na kasa no busa ho say for some time now Yasesanko for one person remained stagnant ewo NSA ho Majid Bawa Yasesa NSA Director General in a year Yasesa 2 Majid Daso literally in the absence of all of these people Majid is the one running the NSA on a more any campaign in no itina Majid Bab on Timber Catcher say Angola for no more look at the poster when the poster now they to one it should tell you who is running the NSA and yeah didn't come over Majid is a proper asset to the current party in power. Majid Bawa or a proper asset at the party in power. And no be by be friends me propaganda my NDC. Yenina propaganda de my NDC. And a kokatre half president. Say a shan NDC atade. Yamano NDC umbrella. Say on fanam because any one e kasa asem wi. Half president ko jina ba bi kan. Yet Kroma Angola coach ba ha be ka che say pechinye. Or NDC ni Angola coach or NDC ni Yaman NDC at or NDC party card. Yet Kroma na Raja Casablanca coach Bahan and Siabebo Accra Sports Stadium. Or see a pitching yet. But men can't tell. Uko Piemo do constituency. Raja Casablanca coach no card or a foot soldier my NDC. Sometimes put partisan politics aside. Let the mind work. Ma draining ya juma. Adreno. Muma draining ya juma. Sabi muma dreno enya juma. Yet your mind a shema sporting infrastructure say oh Kroma say Newman Dane Umi and Kabi. When we talk about it, the AstroTurf, what is the quality of these AstroTurfs?
A quality. No credit dear, no waka. Some of these AstroTurfs with little touch or ma transform bia or ma bought Women's Premier League, and then recently or many be or ma bought the Premier League. But the issue remains. If you construct over 100 AstroTurfs, now a move 4, and you the boss such matches now, ask yourself, say, what happens to the remaining 96? Into what transaction channel? Me, I like the numbers game. That is why mostly I present the figures. Why over 100 AstroTurfs? So let's round it up. You're rounding it off to 100. Now a move 4. And your DSA you made na. Do you think why are the papa?
Already I can't standard na.
A meaty standard, be a size, a be other issues are because when the construction of these AstroTurfs or build the way you do not do proper consultation. You do not do any proper consultation. There are experts in every field. Say enya populism, ana enya the love and the affinity for partisan politics are. You would open up and seek opposing views. You have see AstroTurfs. Then you do consultations to even find one locations. 2, the right type of AstroTurf facility. Obviously, pitch technology because you do this with in mind. Say in the next 10 years, this should be a usable facility.
Yes.
Genti and the Obuase. Still, as it remains relevant. Yes, it's stadium net time, man. In the late 80s, 90s. Lenkley, you see, and
inspection.
Yes, Lenkley, no. Maybe I'm a 7 years, but Lenkley is fit for purpose. Besinde. I don't think that most of these national stadia are fit for purpose. The grass at Lenkley, how different is it from way? Then na mobile consultation ben na mobile dear who said the way mumisa monya he now you see we thought the Tumesi thing was a person problem. That is it. It is a leadership problem. If you sack Numekevo, you have sacked an individual, but the leadership of the NSA remains. Because if you look at the formation or the structure of the NSA, your NSA board headed by Seth Panwum. There is a deputy director general, and these were the people involved in the decision-making process. Samosaki Numekevo. It means that you are trying to portray to us, say Numekevo in his own wisdom or taking decisions in our Ethiopia. But people sat down in board meetings to take decisions where revolving around your national sports stadia. You touch Numekevo, you leave the others because they are untouchable. You make them target for people like us to also see now na Seth Panwum, he has survived Tumesi. Seth Panwum as the NSA board chair, he has survived Numekevo. What is happening? Majid Bawa, he has survived Tumesi. He has survived Numekevo. What is happening? Ubie kwine to o mama for di hun komos Enkwafo no mo rane NSA no. Mo ye ne nipa baako ana debi. E won kofu kro baako mienu mienso o makabo mo ye adanti na o mo de o mo daso ho. The leadership, the structure remains. One individual is taken out. Katasumu emuaso. It will not take us anywhere.
Them now Michael came. Yet Kroma say na Alaliba Kroma say they wanted somewhere to train. Omo ko hwehwe AstroTurf Kroma say hwehwe bia omo hwe texture na no makase na.
When say no the then deputy sports minister ko omo ko Morocco buy no. So no abeka so omo je no court no hu say the I know Kroma nyina tete. Enyo no anya deputy sports minister.
There was an admission in private. You
and private as me say
you are buying
deputy sports minister na kasa na ka say omo ko oko Morocco no mdene ko ne nam ya ye ko ye shambolic performance ne bae no ono agi tumu se de aye no
kuma ne say ya wo sa ne ma we hu nyina no amanfo packs e de chiri kura na producer ye ne ye say na ne de aye ye nya ne papa so a ye ba ko wiase
the good news is Kotoko
Sompa Sports.
Good.
I've read Omanya Jatunzo.
Okay.
Everything is smooth.
So
Sunday better.
Yeah, Sunday your boss.
Correct.
Kotoko younger. Now
1,500. Now at was
Edumedie no ewo Kotoko circles neso. Se mo koye 100 500 people will stadium wa. The be here mo Monday no. No, I am serious. I'm serious. Say Omar come because the people of
someone I want some Boise.
Omar ye eager.
Yes, from the stadium.
What is needed? A proper organization. Please organize them, take them to the stadium, and then let them come support the players. Omar we need match back home. Omar 100% start. There is no reason to sit at home. Wow, Boise so they are quite here.
Mate, me da say.
Me
ba family cross no Fibo Ventures ono and a day Ashford Prince and a princess and a HSA. Their friend evidence and a family cows executive Galaxy ni na abedwa so toothbrushes awodo and Afri Fresh herbal toothpaste. Our herbs ewom and into the brush with it ball was send ho ban e monum e hwam e mo na obeso mo say wo gam ni nyina no ni nyina na beko na afa wo gam enya hoden aye 0535 452263. Boris B chicken akokonam eye halal Muslim ni kasa eye Muslimi ni kasa halala na chese utimiwe emeye esan se ade bia wo se ye bia ye nuanom kramofo no mo ana aprepa bibia kama ntene dudum wo pre Boris B chicken bia to part no ba bia wo pe bia full chicken say ye gizzard say ye chicken thigh chicken wings ni nyina bi no obenya bia to poku training na wadum bantama issue to mo ne eye presbia sorry edi enimhwe 0544444453. Mami family course ne 0551931931 0548931931. Hello caller.
Fancy.
Oyibo yetio.
Oyibo na shami do pato for papa pesi. Ibi ake do gas and do di amechiano. Na fancy Mr. Yesre. People be my own house of forget me more a league match or one.
Emiti the amount me more.
So now someone who said last year a boy FA Cup view. Yes, say a colleague go back. Echo Bobon the year 600 million. It is Cano. The house of a cry a copper and he can't do my contract at 800,000. Asana, you're paying for now. I'm a who know what TV show. Papa no enyini on house of folk into my head. And your football no you to the boys in your football. Or you need the now football my team. On part to my head. As I would team never call relegation. Now come up with a flow. The over my house of folk me and so fat to my head. Na power because